The vault is open. You're listening to the Haunted Headlines, your source for the stories making waves in the paranormal news. Sponsored by GhostVillage.com at www.ghostvillage.com/news.
Good evening, this is Christopher Balzano, and you're listening to the Haunted Headlines, your best source for the blips making the radar in the paranormal community this week. It's a story of redemption straight out of Dickens. Last weekend, a thief in the town of Kampung Binja, Malaysia, entered a store looking to steal all he could while the family was away on holiday. He instead encountered a ghostly force that kept him in the house for 3 days without food or water. He was blinded upon entering by a bright light, and according to police claims, quote, "Each time I wanted to flee, I felt a supernatural figure shoving me to the ground." Perhaps still in the holiday spirit, the business owners did not have the man arrested upon finding him. Instead, they called an ambulance to care for the man who had not eaten or had any water for 3 days. Police were brought in later where the man finally told his story. His charge has yet to be released. Is the paranormal actually normal? Experts at the Kossler Parapsychology Unit at Edinburgh University in Edinburgh, Scotland, are exploring just how common those ghostly experiences may be. According to the Edinburgh Evening Post, French clinical psychologist Thomas Raberon has begun a year of intense research looking into the paranormal memories of people in the area, and has already documented more than 150 stories told by people who lead otherwise normal lives. Quote, "They genuinely believe that these things have happened to them, are often very traumatized by these experiences, and are struggling to understand them." He is looking for common traits among those who have touched the other side to better understand if they are targeted, more inclined to experience something, or more likely to mistake a normal experience with a paranormal one. With a 27,000-pound grant, his study has also begun to expand, and the scientists will soon begin looking into poltergeist cases. Salem, Massachusetts is in the news again, and again it has to do with the bickering sides of ghosts of the past. This week, the Park and Recreations Commission of Salem denied a request from the Rhode Island-based Spirit Finders paranormal investigators to look into potential hauntings at the famous Witch House, the former house of Jonathan Corman, a judge during the famous Salem witch trials. According to the Salem News, Marion Curtin, one of the board members, summed up reasons for the denial. "I don't see what benefit the city would get from people finding spirits there." She believes attention to ghosts would take away from the real story of Salem and downplay the historical significance of the tragedy that happened there. As the witch city, Salem has long taken advantage of its mark as ground zero of witch hunting, and many of the businesses rely on their exposure as haunted locations to make money. Defender of the paranormal group cited hypocrisy in the decision. According to Eric Fraze, the Witch King of Salem who represented the group at the hearings, if they wanted to have respect, they'd take the witch off the police cars. They'd stop calling it the Witch City, and haunting happenings would shut down. The group is free to appeal the decision and present their case again, which may be wise considering one of their strongest supporters was not at the meeting. Thank you for listening to the Haunted Headlines. You can read more about these stories and others at the Ghost Village News Department at www.ghostvillage.com/news. I'm Christopher Balzano, and that's what's haunting me.